So this morning we're going to be running a biscuit test on a 500-gallon smoker pit. But before we start getting the biscuits going in there, I actually want to build the fire or the coal bed and show you just how efficient. You're not going to need a whole lot of firewood. So what I'm always going to tell everybody when you're purchasing one of our smoker pits or you're using one of our smoker pits is that start your fire low and then ramp it up, right? We're not going to build it up too high, but you're going to see that as we get it going, we're going to build that temperature up to where we want it, and then we're going to bake those biscuits in here. And you know, they only take about 15 to 20 minutes, but we're going to get that fire going first, and I'm going to show you what exactly you need to do. Or this is just a suggestion, all kinds of different ways to skin a cat, right? This is just going to be one of them, but I'm going to show you how you want to season this pit and how you're going to let that pit season you as well. So anyways, let's get the fire going, and then once we get that ready, then we'll bake some biscuits. So what I like to do is first I just like to build a small coal bed, and use whatever coal you want or whatever charcoal. I like to use this lump. We're not going to build it very big. This is in here, some good sized pieces. Just enough that you want to create some heat, right? When you get this right here hot, and then whatever firewood you put on top, that's going to let it do its thing. All right, so that's about all you want right there. That'll get us going. Now these particular splits that I'm using here, they're just smaller than normal because we split them for when we needed them at a cook-off. But this is going to be a really good a show of you don't really need to go that big, okay? So we're going to build this up. We're going to get this all going. These aren't really big splits. Of course, they're going to vary depending on what you're using, you know. But we're going to start with that. We're just going to put that small piece in there. So we're going to get this going. We're going to ramp it up, right? So that's what I'm saying is when you first start doing your first burn in, your season, start low and then ramp it up slowly until you get the temperature. So far we have the firebox now at about 325 degrees. You see right there about 325, and over here about 330. I need to adjust the damper up top. I just opened it up to let some of that heat escape, but it's looking really good, nice and even. So we're ramping it up a little bit warmer because we got to bake biscuits, right? If you're going to be cooking like some protein, then of course you're going to run it at a lot lower temperature. But this is our coal bed so far in a 500-gallon cooker. You can see it's not very big, man. It's not big at all, and you know it's doing what it's supposed to be doing. So in about a few minutes, we're going to start to load those biscuits up. Once I just get this regulated, I want to make sure that that temp is holding steady right where it needs to be at about that 325, and then I'm gonna load those biscuits up. So as long as I can keep it at 325, 330, and it'll hold it, then we're good, which I know it will. I want to wait and see. It just barely got up there about 10 minutes ago, so I want to make sure that it's holding steady so that when I open it up and I lay the biscuits down and I close the doors, it's gonna rebound quick enough to start cooking those biscuits. And then we're gonna give those biscuits, I think on the container it says like 15 minutes give or take. So I'm gonna put the time lapse, and I'm gonna let y'all guys watch the time lapse. I'm gonna put a little clock there so you can see the 15-minute mark. I'm gonna set a timer on my end, and then we'll go from there, okay? So the temperature's looking really good. It got up to about 325, and it's starting to drop just a little bit in temperature, which is kind of about where I want it. But I'm gonna get my biscuits ready and put them into a little bitty Tupperware container, all open, so that I can lay them out quickly. Now I can close it back up, and then we're gonna feed it with about maybe one split, and just to get it to burn up to temp to help with the rebound. And then we'll go from there, and then we're gonna give it, let's see, it says 13 to 16 minutes. Now this is a lot higher temperature than you would probably normally be cooking with when you're doing like your proteins. but I want to just show you the evenness on it. And while that's burning, I'm gonna get my biscuits ready so I can just place them on the grill grates nice and easy and fast, okay? All right, guys, so I'm gonna go ahead and load up the pit. I went ahead and put a few more, like, just small splits, because like I said, I used it for a cook-off, so I put like 3 small splits, which is like the equivalent of 1 big split, right? So we're bringing it back up to temp because I'm gonna open it up, and then I'm gonna load the biscuits in there, right? And then we're gonna bake them for about 13 to 16 minutes at that current temperature, about 325. So it's going up just a little past 325, and if you come in really quick, you'll see, man, that it's right at about 326. And 326 over here, so they go up evenly. They're moving together. That means we've already established a really good coal bed. If you don't have your coal bed established, you're gonna get just varying numbers here. So even as you put in a split, it should rise together and then it should drop together once you've established a coal bed. That's the important part, right? Build it small, ramp it up to where you want it, and then you go from there, okay? That's really the important key. We're gonna load these biscuits up really quick. Lay them about right here. I don't think I'd go any closer because you really wouldn't put protein any closer than that. Okay. 9:34. We're gonna do it for 13 to 16 minutes. We're gonna let it rebound, and we'll go from there. I'm gonna set a time lapse right in front of that camera so y'all can see it doing it. Okay, guys, so I have a 13-minute timer because it said 13 to 16 minutes, right? Give or take. We're gonna go ahead and look at the biscuits. We're gonna see what they're doing. And look, man, you know, this is only a 13-minute to 16-minute bake, so it's not gonna be a brisket. So this isn't just gonna be you throw some meat in there and then that's it and you forget about it, man. It ain't that. You still gotta tend to the fire. You gotta be a pit master. But I wanna show you though the evenness, all right? So we're gonna take a peek at it at the 13-minute mark and see what it looks like. And if it needs a little bit more, we'll go the extra 3 minutes, all right? Now I'm just gonna look over here first, see what that's looking like. And they're looking pretty good. Check them out. That's at 13 minutes. All right, we're at 13 minutes. They're all baking pretty evenly. I'll shut that one down. The coldest ones, man, they look about the same color. I think they're still a little soft, so we're gonna go an extra 3 to 4 minutes. That's just to bake the inside because we do wanna eat these, by the way. Okay, so that was, I think I put my timer for 4 minutes, but I think it was 5 minutes because it was about a minute worth of talking and opening it up and showing you. So we're gonna go ahead and open them back up. We're gonna see where we're at. Of course, it's like biscuits cooking at home, man, right? It's not a science, but sometimes when you go off what the ingredients or the instructions say on the container, but let's look at it. What we're trying to see is not that they cooked fully in a certain amount of time, but how they're cooking evenly between this side and that side of the grate. So let's just see if they're cooked or they're baked. And they do look pretty good. They're a lot firmer now. They're a lot firmer. I don't think they're raw anymore. I don't think. Obviously these are cooked, heat rises, you know. These feel pretty firm too. I feel like they're ready. But look at the color of them between the front, all the way to the front. And I'll tell you what, I'm gonna bring these a little bit closer so you can see them. Hopefully I don't burn myself. Come on. This is that one that's at the very front. Nice good color. You could use a little more browning, but I don't think they're quite done yet. But you can see how they look pretty good. Right? Obviously, like I said, these are the ones, but you really normally wouldn't ever put any briskets here because the heat rises. This is your main focus right here. And you can see, look at that. That's a nice good golden brown, but still good even temp. all the way across. I'm gonna give it, I'm just gonna give it like a couple of minutes for solidarity. Make sure, and then I'm gonna crack one open. I'm gonna throw some jelly on it, and I'm gonna eat it. But guys, if you're looking for a smoker pit, we can build them for you, man, and we build them right. Guys, I'm gonna pull out a biscuit and I'm gonna eat it. Because you can't not eat a biscuit if you're gonna do a biscuit test. So, they've been in about 15, 16 minutes. Man, look at that. I don't know if you can see a steam or not. The sun's kind of come out a little weird. But they look pretty good. Set that over there. Put a little layer of that right there. Gonna make a biscuit taco. That's pretty good. Alright guys, I'm gonna finish this real quick. I'll be right back to talk about the rest of this. Alright, so that concludes the biscuit test, right? Like I said, it's been about 15 minutes. You know, these are cooked. Obviously, they're a little bit closer, but man, you got good even cooking. They're all done. These are all done. You know, they're ready to go. So we're gonna take them all out so that we don't burn them, obviously. And we're gonna enjoy our biscuits. And of course, I mean, like I said, right, you know the tops, but they still look pretty good, man. Considering that this is a very delicate piece of food, it's dough, you know, your protein is a little more resilient, but then I know that a lot of guys end up putting like some little bitty foil on the backside of it, you know. But this got stuck to the grates, but looks pretty good. And then I want to show you the cold bed in a minute, all right? So I'm gonna go ahead and knock these out, and then we'll come right back. The thing I wanted to show you on the firebox too, man, is that as it's cooking and it's doing its thing, you don't have to build this monster fire bed because it's gonna hold the temp really well. I mean, once that closes back up and the temperature is allowed to build back up inside the cook chamber, I mean, you're gonna be hitting, you know, 225, 275, give or take, with a cold bed about that size. And depending on your size split, if they're average splits, man, it's probably gonna be like one every hour. It depends on how much protein you're cooking to, because obviously, you know, your protein absorbs the heat. But it could be from like 1 to 1.5, but it's gonna be very predictable, you know, and it's gonna hold temp really, really well. And it's gonna use your firewood to efficiency. So you're not gonna be burning this really nasty smoke. You're gonna get that thin blue smoke, that clean smoke that you're looking for. And that's basically how your PRM BBQ Co smokers run, guys. So if you have any questions, man, if you're interested in the smoker pit, let me know. Right now we have really good lead times. So if you're looking for a smoker pit, you need a 250, 500, a 325, or 1,000 gallon, even some 150s. Let us know, we can build them for you. Guys, we're at the corner of Rouse Street and Highway 90 in Brookshire, Texas. If you find yourself near a smoker pit, let me know. We can help you guys out. If you've got the will and the skill, but not the dollar bill, let my banging partner out. Don't forget, we are your prime barbecue company. Peace.